We've been serving Monmouth County residents who have, unfortunately, no medical insurance for nearly 12 years.
Parker is a great organization that gives back to the community. It helps Monmouth County residents who need health care, who can't get health care any other way right now.
I think everyone deserves the same opportunity in terms of their health and their wellness. And if they have access to good medical care, they can accomplish great things. They can work, they can go to school.
You know, I'm someone, I just graduated from getting my master's degree in January, and I'm sort of in this spot where I don't have my licensure yet, and so I can only work certain jobs that don't give benefits.
We live in an area that's serviced by restaurants, and there's a racetrack here, and there's a lot of farms here, and many of the jobs that our patients have are in those service establishments, and insurance is very much too expensive for small businesses to provide for their help, and we provide that medical care for those patients so they can be healthy to work in those establishments.
About 80% of our new intake patients are American citizens. This is very significant to us as it is an absolute reflection of the state of disarray of healthcare in the United States.
I'm a person who had healthcare for many years, and suddenly, a victim of the economy, couldn't afford COBRA. Finally, people can get comprehensive healthcare that we all deserve in this country.
What's interesting about the patients at Parker is that they're extremely challenging. They can't afford health care. So they tend to be a little bit sicker. And they have a whole level of challenges that you won't see with a patient who is fortunate enough to have health insurance.
All right, so let's catch up.
I've been coming here for a couple of years now. My heart was in failure. He sent me for an ICD unit, which was the best thing I ever done.
Not only do we provide them their medical care, we provide assistance in terms of acquiring medications, testing supplies, we provide in-house education, eye screenings, foot screenings. You know, we're kind of covering the whole gamut.
It's been keeping me going. I feel much better today than I ever felt. And it's a welcoming relief to know that if anything happens, this thing will fight back.
We're seeing patients in crisis. Wouldn't it be great to see them when they're well, before their crisis? A lot of patients have come to me and never got health insurance because they couldn't afford it. So they let things go, and then they end up in the emergency room with a heart attack and a diagnosis of diabetes. Wouldn't it be nice to see that patient before that happened?
Without Parker Family Health Center, the indigent working poor would really have nowhere to go for general medical care.
Here, it's almost like walking into your own living room because you walk in, it's a friendly atmosphere. People are nice and they genuinely care about you. But on top of that, with the caring and the niceness and the friendliness, the professionality is unreal.
The emergency departments of the surrounding hospitals, Riverview in particular, do an outstanding job. But their focus, of course, is to treat disease once it has already occurred or has become worse. We, on the other hand, are focused on the prevention of acute disease. And I would say, in general, we do an excellent job.
We need to keep our population healthy and functioning. And the ER is not a place to get your, primary care, to help you stay well. We empower people here. We teach them about their care.
They're able to do really well and be healthy and work and take care of their families, where prior to coming to us, they weren't on their meds, they were sick, and they weren't able to take care of themselves or their families at that point.
We also have a very busy pediatric program, which we like to focus on children's wellness visits for. And the children's wellness visits will include immunizations and a dental appointment.
I do have a background in pediatrics, and I know it's extremely important to keep the underserved population healthy, especially in children, make sure they're immunized, make sure they get dental care, and grow up to be healthy adults.
Our budget has grown as we have grown and now approaches $1 million a year. And I think the most significant salient thing about the budget is that this is not out of the taxpayer's pocket. We exist at the goodness of the community.
The physicians and the nurses, nurse practitioners are all volunteer, and the patients do not pay anything. And so we have been very fortunate to have all these people that go into medicine. It's just kind of a natural thing for them to help somebody who isn't able to help themselves.
I've always been very passionate in people's ability to seek medical care. I believe everyone deserves affordable medical care. Certainly these types of clinics are easily accessible, and without a lot of red tape, we can quickly screen people and we can see them, and it's a much better approach to the care of people who don't have access to care.
I'm Mrs. Parker. This is Shirley Parker, James W. Parker Jr.'s wife. They started the clinic in 2000 in honor of he and his father. I come here because back in October of 2004, my husband and I, we were on vacation. And while we were there, he said to me the one thing he wanted to do when we got back home from our vacation was for us together to come to this clinic every day until we met every volunteer that was here, for him to participate and to see what was really going on. I think he would be the most happy person in the world to see what's actually happening, because all the things that he used to do is being done by the clinic, and which is so much a part of him, and I know that he'd be very pleased to see how it's happening now.
We are totally dependent on the donated dollar. We are not served by the government in any fashion, and the donations encourage the donations in time and talent of our professionals.
I think it's very important to donate to the Parker Clinic because we take care of your friends, your neighbors, people you may work with, and I can't think of a better gift to give than to be able to take care of each other.
I think it's very important for people to donate to Parker Clinic because you'd be surprised who ends up being patients here. It can happen to anyone. I think there's a very broad misconception that this only happens to certain people. And in reality, this can happen to anybody and everybody.
I have to say that the group of patients here are probably the most compliant patients that I have ever seen. They care about the clinic, they are so appreciative, and we make a huge difference in the community.
For those of them that are going to donate, I would appreciate if they would, because of the fact that this clinic is the best thing I have ever seen.
This is a wonderful place. It helps a lot of people that could not normally get medical attention.
Hearts are clearly in the right place here, and there is obviously no profit motive. There's really only one thing that drives us, and that is service to people who genuinely need and appreciate the service that we render.
I think it's important for donors to be able to understand that it's not necessarily a long-term care, but for people who need a short-term solution, it is really helpful for those who are in a bind also.
It's better to give than to receive, and at some point in their lives they might need somebody to help them, and they've helped me by being there financially, and they're part of the team. United we stand and divided we fall. You
may be contributing now, and in 5 months from now you don't have insurance and you need to come here. So I think you need to donate and help this place, because they're helping people and they may end up helping you.
There's nothing in or of this world that could ever measure the love and compassion that keeps us all so close together. The things that make life so worthwhile, we all need and deserve. Thank God for the love that abounds in the hearts of those who serve. It's their willingness and devotion to help us who are in need that makes those in question undoubtedly a rare breed. We have found hope in the hands of the ones we've come to trust, so to appreciate and give thanks to them is a must. Without the will and support of all who are involved, most if not all of our health problems would have ever been solved. So God bless all of you here at the Parker Family Health Center. It is in you we have found such an imaginable treasure. And that's from the bottom of my heart. God bless you guys.